The story begins at a family farm where a young boy is hanging scarecrows out in the corn fields in hopes of keeping the crows away from the corn. As he is putting one of them up, he sees the one to his left move a little bit, and he is a little freaked out why the scarecrow could be moving. He gets closer to the post, and then he notices that the scarecrow has claws on its feet, and it's not a scarecrow at all. He then takes off running, but the creeper jumps on him before he can get out of the cornfield. Both his brother and dad can hear what's going on, but can't see a thing. They then run into the cornfield as they hear Billy screaming because the creeper is dragging him through the field. The dad and son try catching up, but they are too slow, and then the creeper flies off into the distance with Billy in his arms. Taggart, the dad, is heartbroken, and he is going to do whatever it takes to get revenge on the creeper. Next, we see a bus full of high school students that are driving home from their basketball state championship game they just won. We get to meet one of the main characters, Scott, who is but hurt because he didn't get much playing time, and he likes to blame everyone else for his failures and not take accountability. As they are on the highway, they get a flat tire because some sort of weird homemade bone device blew out the tire. We see Taggart and his son, Jack, looking in the cornfield for any evidence, and they find a knife that belonged to the creeper that they want to use to kill it with. It has some sort of magical powers and can telepathically move to whatever direction the creeper is. The bus driver tells the coaches that they can probably still make it home as there are still 5 tires on the ground, so they pack everyone back up in the bus and get back on the road. Taggart is using the knife he found from the cornfield and is going to make a homemade harpoon with it that he plans to use to kill the creeper. The students are heading home on the bus, and one of the girls, Minxie, is sleeping, and she has a dream about Derry from the first movie, and he is telling her to watch out because the creeper is on the prowl. She then sees him throwing one of the homemade dart things, and he once again blows out their tire, but this time, they aren't going anywhere because that is 2 tires on the same side toasted. The creeper has incredibly good accuracy if we are being completely honest. He'd be great at darts. Everyone gets off of the bus, so they can wait for help to come and blow time, and whenever one of the coaches is laying flares down on the ground to signal any other cars coming, the creeper comes from the sky and grabs him and flies off with him. No one else saw it, but he is gone, so he had to go somewhere. Everyone else gets back on the bus because they have no idea what they are dealing with. The bus driver is next, and she gets taken into the sky, but this time, everyone saw her get snatched. The last adult left, the head coach, is trying to calm everyone down, and then the creeper comes and takes him for dinner next. Obviously, all of the kids are completely freaking out and have no idea what to think. They close and lock all of the doors and windows in hopes of keeping the creeper out. Taggart is listening to the radio, and he hears that the students are trapped out on the highway, and he grabs Jack and tells him it is time to go because Taggart knows it is his chance at killing the creeper. Minxie is looking out the windows, and she is able to see the creeper on the door smelling them, and everyone freaks out. The creeper then shows his face, and he is trying to smell which one of them he wants for dinner. Remember, he eats body parts to regenerate his own. He goes to the back of the bus and starts sniffing around, and the kids are in a line, and he sort of tells them which ones he wants to eat. His eyes get really big for DeAndre, and then he licks the window and shakes the bus, so the screws come out of the door and they are trapped. Minxie then becomes possessed, but really this is their way of showing exposition because she sees Derry from the first movie, and he tells her how he gets to eat for 23 days every 23 years, and then he goes back to sleep, and he is on the 23rd day of his current cycle, and that is why he is so hungry for flesh. Minxie then relays all of that information to the players, and she tells him the creeper was choosing earlier which one it wants. DeAndre pretty much pooping his pants when he hears this. Taggart hears Bucky on the radio, and he is able to get close enough for reception, and Taggart tells him that they are on their way, and Bucky says to bring the police. But Taggart doesn't want that. He wants to kill the creeper once and for all, and he knows police won't be able to do much to help out anyway. The players think they are safe because someone is coming, but then the creeper shows up and grabs Bucky's head through the bus and tries to pull him up, but Rhonda is able to stab the creeper in the face with a spear that they had, and he drops Bucky. The spear went straight through his head, and he has to rip off almost half of his face to get it off. But now he is going to need a new head. The creeper flies into the sky and then falls on the bus, and the players all think it is dead because it lost half its head. Little do they know this thing won't die. One of the guys starts messing with its wing as he believes it is dead, and as soon as he tries going around it, the wing grabs him and then pulls him through the ceiling of the bus. The others try holding on so he doesn't get killed, But all this does is create force on both sides, and the guy is decapitated. The creeper removes his damaged head and throws it on the ground, and then eats the new head, and it slides up on through his body and then comes out of his neck area, and he now has his new head. Special effects in this scene were pretty good considering it was 2003. Now with his new head, he has his mojo back, and he is ready to go all out on a human buffet with this bus full of food. Scotty, being the tool he is, says he wants to throw everyone off the bus that the creeper sniffed and picked so they can be eaten and the rest can live. DeAndre tells Scotty that he was picked too, so he is getting off the bus if the others are. Everyone on the bus decides to get out and start walking in hopes of finding a farmhouse, and whenever they start walking, they see the creeper in the moonlight staring right at them, and when they try running back to the bus, but the guy on won't let them in, so they all start sprinting off into the farm area. The creeper throws one of his homemade knives at Scotty and nails his arm to a tree, so he won't be able to go anywhere. DeAndre tries to help him out and remove the knife from his arm, but as soon as he takes it off, the creeper swoops in and flies off with Scotty. Taggart and Jack are driving, and they come across Minxie, and they tell her to get into the truck and take them to the bus, but Taggart said he is going to go with or without her help. Minxie tells him the creeper can't die, and no matter what, this is his last night for 23 years, so he is not going to go easy on them. Bucky makes it back to the bus, and the guy lets him on, but then the creeper grabs him through the ceiling of the bus. Luckily, Taggart shows up and shoots the creeper with his homemade harpoon. He hits him square, but the creeper is too strong and starts dragging the whole truck with him. The creeper is able to remove the harpoon from his body, and he throws it back down at the truck and almost kills Jack, but he barely missed. The creeper starts diving down at them again, and Taggart shoots him with his backup harpoon, and once again, he hits him, but the creeper is too strong and he is able to crush the bus and the truck like it is nothing. He is just too strong. Izzy, Rhonda, and DeAndre are still running around the farmland, and they come across an abandoned truck and they hot wire and start speeding away, but the creeper is coming in fast, and we know how bad he wants DeAndre for dinner. Izzy tells DeAndre to get down, and he slams on the brakes of the truck so that the creeper flies all the way through the windshield. DeAndre survives the crash, but he is badly injured. He thinks the creeper is dead, but then he sees the creeper missing one of his wings, and then the creeper starts jumping at him with only one leg and one arm. He lost both of them in the crash. The creeper jumps onto DeAndre and tries to hold him off as best as he can, but the creeper is just too strong. Creeper tries scaring DeAndre into submitting, and when he does this, Taggart shows up and finally gets the kill shot on the creeper he has been waiting for ever since Billy was abducted. The harpoon went straight through the creeper's head, and while he looks dead, he is still alive. Taggart then continues to stab him multiple times as he is letting out his frustration for losing his youngest son. Minxie tells Taggart that he isn't dead and his time just ran out for this cycle. The creeper's mask closes on his face, and we can tell he is not going to let this go when he wakes up next time. Next, we jump to 23 years later, and Taggart and Jack are showing the creeper's body off as an attraction to anyone who will pay $5. Some young kids come check it out, and they ask Taggart if he is waiting for something, and Taggart tells him about 3 more days, give or take a day or two. He is waiting for the 23-year cycle to start again, so he can kill it for good when it wakes up. That is how this one ends. Thanks for watching.